I was wondering, like, because you, Billy, and Richie are kind of coming from different places, like, where does the musical taste cross? Like, I'm sure it's not a Kiss or Rush. It's got to be something else.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we definitely, on one hand, we're three birds of a feather, or three dogs of a feather, I should say. But on the other hand, all three of us have very, very different backgrounds as well. Because my background obviously was in prog and progressive music and writing 20, 30-minute songs with a million time signatures. I mean, that was kind of like where I made my name. And then there's also the metal side of me. I mean, I have metal allegiance with all the guys from Testament and Anthrax and Megadeth and Exodus, all those guys. So, I mean, if you're looking at me, you have the prog and the metal, which is obvious that I'm kind of coming from that world. Richie is coming from more of like funk, R&B. You know, he's kind of like a rock version of like Prince, or you know, he loves Prince. He loves like Terrence Trent D'Arby. I mean, that's like his thing. And then Billy, I guess Billy's background is probably the most in line with where the Winery Dogs music goes, because I think Billy comes from that classic late 60s, early 70s, like classic rock, Cream, Hendrix, Who, Zeppelin, Grand Funk, Vanilla Fudge. That's kind of like where Billy's background is. So somehow you throw the three of us into this melting pot and you get the Winery Dogs. You know, I think the fact that it's a power trio is something that means a lot to all three of us. Me personally, I didn't have a power trio in my arsenal. All the other things I do, not only were metal and prog, but there were also like 4 or 5 people in the band. So doing a trio is a whole different kind of dynamic. You know, there's so much room for all three of us to cover and really, you know, open up and spread out. But yeah, you know, that's kind of the common ground between the three of us and where all three of us come from. But yeah, once you put us together, it's about the songs, you know, like we didn't really have a preconceived discussion. When we made this first album, it wasn't like, hey, let's try to do a power trio thing and like Cream meets King's X. It wasn't like a discussion. It was just like, okay, we just got in the room and played, and this is like the songs that came out of us just naturally.